Okay. Welcome to the Southern Oracles Tarot. I am the Childlike Empress.
And I'm the Orange.
This reading is for Libra for May.
Mid-May.
Gosh, 2019. Let's just say it's timeless, and I'm only saying that. Let's not even say timeless. It's for when it's for. But we are recording it in May. So, like, let's say in June you want to come back in May and watch it. It may apply to your timeline, right? Because sometimes the way that these readings work is the energy just comes out at a time when people are either dealing with it or dealt with it to give them perspective. So
Or will deal with.
Or will deal with, so that you are ahead of the curve. It's always good to be ahead of the curve. If you guys can see, we're using a tablet. It gives you a much better view of all the cards, even though to me it's a little bit darker. We'll try to zoom in when we can, just so that you can see. I might even turn on the light, but I'm wearing mismatched socks, and honestly, I don't feel like getting up so you guys can see them. Okay? Should I turn the light on?
No, this is good.
Okay, as long as you can see. So, it's a cloudy day outside, so that does also affect the lighting, I noticed, but it's always cloudy and rainy around here. It's either cloudy or really sunny. So, the way that the reading works, just so you guys know, is we go through it, lay the cards out, discuss it, and then kind of talk back and forth about what we think that it says. And this is for time purposes. It's not for anything else. But it's laid out as follows.
Well, I want to say that each month is maybe a different spread.
Yeah.
This month we chose financial and love.
Right, so financial's here. Right.
Because it's Taurus season and they are...
Finances and love.
Finances and love.
We're money and love, baby. Money and love. The two most important things in the world.
Right, they're earth signs, so they got their money going on. And then they're ruled by Venus, co-ruled by Venus.
Yeah.
And they got love, so...
Yep.
This is a spread we came up with.
So yeah, this is earth, this is money, which is life, what you do in your real life, and then your love, what you do in your heart. That crazy, wacky space that us earth signs are still working on navigating. I don't like it. It's not steady. But here is where we evaluate in financial what you're thinking. Here's where we evaluate what you feel about it, and then here's where we evaluate your foot space, what you're gonna do. This is your overall, which is a combination of the two decks, and then we've got your head space here, heart space here, and then what you're going to do about it in love over here.
We also could do its past. Can you point it out?
Oh yes, so yes, past column,
yeah,
present column, and future column, and that's how we do the interplay of the cards. Kind of get a sense of what's going on, what happened, where you are now. Again,
and the two spreads can bounce off of each other. Most likely, they mirror each other.
They really do.
What's happening in your finances is usually what happened in your love life,
and that's a direct result of planetary influences. So, of course, a planetary influence of, say, like Uranus. This is an example. This is not your spread, but a planetary example of or influence of Uranus may cause
Uranus.
What was that? ET.
Uranus.
Uranus will cause. Why? Can cause confusion on a type of vortex energy in your love life and your financial life, because the planetary influence is the planetary influence, and you act it out accordingly in your life. But with that being said,
and this is a good way to see the different spectrums of how it can play out.
Yeah, and I will tell you, I told I'm not sure if it was Capricorn or Virgo. It may have been Virgo, but it may have been Capricorn as well. That this is an eye opener for us, because in your spread, it does mirror the same energy in both your love life and your financial life. So that did come through for you guys. So where you start with your financial, just kind of to get into the reading, because for some reason I'm kind of scattered, and maybe that's where you guys are. I see the Two of Wands here, and I'm feeling that kind of should I, shouldn't I, and I really feel that's echoed with the Temperance card here is the very center of your heart space. You are in a should I, shouldn't I, how you should feel about something. Something very important, I feel.
Well, it's almost like you're trying to temper yourself. You want something really, really badly.
Right.
And you want to go after it, but you're trying to either temper yourself or your expectations of things.
Yes.
Because I can see... I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
But when...
Which one?
This middle... The overall energy.
Yes.
You got the Temptation card and you have the Knight of Wands, and I feel like you want to run after what you want. Knight of Swords, which you want to run after what you want.
Right. So
but in your heart space, in the middle section, you have the Temperance, and you're trying to temper yourself.
Right. Oh, wow. That didn't help at all, did it? Let's just put it closer to the light. Okay. So what that means for me. Can you see it a little bit better now? My hand is casting a shadow. This is going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting. It's fun.
Okay, so Knight of Swords always comes up to me. They talk about how fast the knights move. I think energetically, the speed of it has more to do with a mental thing. It's when somebody's impatient. It's maybe when somebody is a little bit rash. When they make decisions, and like where the Knight of Wands just
think things all the way through.
Right. So the Knight of Wands runs, right? But I always say he runs in a circle because he runs in and he runs right back. He runs out and then he runs right back in. And that's part of that temperance energy, that shouldn't I? This one is more like you really aren't listening to reason. I think you have your thoughts about the matter. And so you're just going to do it. And you don't really care. Nobody's other opinions, because it's a very immature energy, have come into play. You've considered your thoughts on the matter, and that's just how it's going to be. That's what I think is kind of the overall energy of this, both in love and in finances. So starting from the cornerstone, this is what we call this corner right here, the first card of the reading. Lady Arwen is entertaining us. So in the cornerstone of the reading, we have the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is a card that has to do with working together with somebody. And what I noticed when I looked at this card, I'll take her. Arwen, come here. Come here. So the Three of Pentacles is a card that... You gonna let me talk? Okay. So now when I talk, watch, she's gonna start talking. So the Three of Pentacles...
Lady Arwen, please be quiet.
So the Three of Pentacles is a card that of working together on something. Now I remember when I'm looking at the card in your reading, I can't help but be drawn to the picture of the guy, the picture of the fire and what's kind of cooking in the fire. Oh. So I feel like somebody is working on something and they either ask you to join them with the Three of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and the Hanging Man, and you're trying to figure out if you want to join them in this thing or not. Okay, I don't doubt that you want to. I just think that the cooking in the fire is you deciding if it's something that you should do. I think you're trying to look at it objectively and trying to see which ways, and not that you're doing this over a long period of time. Somebody might have presented you with an opportunity. Let's just put it like that. Something that I feel like with the Two Pentacles already built that they may have already established, and they want you to join in. Okay? It may be join their business. It may be join their company.
Yeah.
It's something like that where they already have the two pillars built, right?
See, okay.
Yeah, and then here you go. They want you to add your work to it. It's already been started, but they want you to kind of add some work to it. So you're on this path where you're looking to see how this could go. And I think you're trying to do this on the fly. Really just trying to, like with the Hangman, see different ways that this could turn out.
Now, this may be a creative project, or you may be starting a new business.
Yes.
Or invention, something where they want to bring you along.
Into it, right? Somebody wants to bring you into something that they're doing. That's the right way to put it exactly. They already started something, but now with that pot cooking on the fire, it's already started cooking.
And it might be more than one person, because we have the Three of Pentacles here,
right?
And the phrase "three heads are better than one" is coming up to me. So.
Yeah. So it could very well be that there's people who want you to partner with them in something. They are already partners. They want you to join to become a partner, but that's what they're wanting you to do. Now, in your heart space, you have the Four of Pentacles.
What did we do with the Hangman?
Well, the Hangman was like perspective. To me, I saw it as you trying to see things from a different way. Mm-hmm. I think that you had with the Two of Wands in the middle, it was this can go this way or it can go this way. And you were just trying to decide.
The new perspective.
The perspective as to which ways it could go. Like it could go good, it could go bad.
Okay, but I can also see the Hangman as something as... you might be thinking somebody's selling you a dream or something like that. It's like, you want to slow down and see every aspect. Because again, you want to rush off. You want to make sure this is not some kind of scheme or plan or something like that. And I think in your headspace, you're like, well, let me hold off and try to see things from different angles. So... I want to rush in, but there might be something that I'm missing. Because I see here that you have the Page of Swords at the bottom here, and you have the Knight of Swords, which means to me that either you don't have all the information, or you feel like you don't have all the information. So that's regarding the Hangman. In your heart space, you have the Four of Pentacles, the Temperance card, and the Nine of Wands.
Right. So, what I was just wanted to jump in with the Temperance card being the heart of the matter. I think that you looking at this opportunity, you're really trying to figure out how you feel about it. Maybe you tried to jump in opportunities before and it didn't work out. Maybe people have presented you with things that sounded like great ideas before.
Right, and that's the same thing I was saying with that hangman. Is you were trying to see if it could be some kind of scheme or
Yes.
plot or
Yes.
something like that, and you're trying to see all the angles.
Yes.
Without having all the information.
Right. And so maybe even here, this overall energy of the Knight of Swords and temptation is what's coming up for. You might feel like it could be a trap. It could be a temptation or something that you're just being like rushed into without thinking. Maybe you feel like somebody's trying to pull you into something without you getting the opportunity to think it out.
Right.
You know, and the Nine of Swords and Nine of Wands, excuse me, Nine of Wands indicates that you've tried things like this before where you've kind of been led by this hot portion of your heart. You see that all flaming, all that flaming love and water, but you're trying to cool that down a little bit. I think by thinking about, because this is above you with the Two of Wands is above the Temperance card. I think by thinking about it, it's allowing you to cool your hot-headed inclination to rush into something.
Right, because you're looking at your experiences and you're like, well, I did this and it didn't work out, or worked out this way. Not so much that it didn't work out, but it worked out a certain way that you're kind of world weary.
Right, and think about what the Four of Pentacles, it could also speak to somebody who's lost something, because he doesn't have all 10 pentacles. This is just what I feel when I look at the card or what I'm thinking. And so maybe he's holding on to what he has left. So you could have, because it's between the Nine of Wands and the Four of Pentacles.
If somebody wants you to invest in something.
Right. You're like, the last time that I put my all, and that could be time. It doesn't have to be money.
Right. No. It could be whatever you invested in.
Right. Whatever you invested in left you at a disadvantage. And so now you're not going to let go of what you have. And I think that's where you are. You're like, I'm not letting go of where I have. I'm not moving from this position because it put me in a really bad place before.
It could be that you're holding back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're holding. Definitely, I think it's holding back until
you're sure.
Until you're sure.
Until you're in your heart center sure about whether or not you're going to do this, because this is right above it. Once your heart is sure, because there's an unsurety in your heart and there's an uncertainty in your mind. You know?
Right, and it might be, I don't know, I'm getting this, well, with the temptation card, it might be a too good to be true idea.
Right, with the overall being the temptation. And the Knight of Swords, it just seems like it's too easy, too quick. It's quick money. They're like, quick money.
Scheme, yes. Quick money scheme.
Yeah, you can make all this money, and you're like, this doesn't seem real. Like, what's the truth? Because the sword of truth is what he's holding in his hand. So maybe you're trying to quickly find out. And that's why I'm hemming and hawing. I don't feel like you have enough time, because you have the hangman here where you're trying to slow it down and decide how you really feel about it. But maybe
before making any decisions.
Right, maybe they're just like, maybe they coming at you quick with the interplay of the cards going this way. With the Tower, it's like, do it now, jump on it now, try it now. And even though you...
Right, if it could be a time-sensitive thing.
Right.
Could be that, we got to get these condos while they're getting good,
before the prices go up, and then we're going to flip houses.
Could be a stock market thing. Could be
I could definitely see stock market here. I'm going to tell you a few things. In putting your pentacles in, you holding on to your pentacles, which is an investment. This is investing here. And then just the quickness of it, the speed, it could very well be something like investing in a stock or some new emerging, something upstart, like a company, like a computer company or something that has to do with putting into something quick before everybody else gets in.
Right.
Getting in quick. That's what they're asking. Not so much getting out, but getting in while the getting is good.
Yeah. So
I think that what you're deciding to do, this is what your heart feels, because you have the Queen of Cups as your cornerstone future card. You're just going to say, fuck it. You know what I mean? You don't know enough about this. That's part of your indecision.
But
you still feel like you're a Padawan learner. Yeah, but you don't want to wait on it. I think that your thing is like, fuck it. I'll learn as I go with the Page of Swords here, because this is what I really want to do.
He's a student. Right.
Whatever it is that they're asking you to do or invest in is something that you already I think it's creative, because the Queen of Cups is here.
But it just depends. I mean,
it could be tied to your heartstrings. Maybe it's a charity. We don't know specifically. But if I were to,
because there's so many
possibilities,
Libras, and possibilities.
Right, there's so many Libras, and there are many possibilities. But if I was to pin the context of this, whatever opportunity they're presenting it to you, It's something that they've already invested in, that they want you to add your investment to. So these are the markers, so you'll know, okay? It's something that you have some type of love or creative background in.
Right.
It is.
And again, you probably, because it's below the 9 of Wands, it's probably something that you've been gradually building to.
Right. You've done it before.
You've done it before,
Yes.
but it may not have been in that true form. It could have been like say you want to start a business. You may have worked in retail as a cashier. You know, it's some area that you've worked in, but not this exact thing.
Right. You haven't necessarily succeeded in it yet, but it has taught you valuable lessons about this particular endeavor. So you still have another opportunity to make it work. And I think that's where the Hangman comes in. The Hangman in the 9 of Wands does indicate that you've learned a lot, because I think he's tied to the wheel. So as many times as you've been through the cycles of I guess, successes and failures with whatever this thing is that you put in time to and you worked on, now you have a different perspective on it. And I think it's still something that you love to do.
Right.
And so you're going to go after it. That's what I think. Based on what you're going to do. You could think a lot of things. You're being cautious to some degree, which is great. But I think you're like, this is what I love. You're willing to take another risk, which the 9 of Wands. Because remember, he's got wands behind him, but he's still about to stand up and try to fight again. So I think you're willing to try this again. I think you just want to be a little bit smarter about it with the Hangman above you.
Right. And you want to use the experience you have to your advantage.
Right. Instead of being a disadvantage. Not a failure. You're just like, I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I know all of the challenges that kind of come with this whole career path. Yeah. Like you've experienced all different parts of it. Maybe you started off as a cashier and then you were like a manager.
Buyer. Right.
Then you try to open up your own online store. You've kind of seen the different facets of whatever this opportunity can be. And you know a lot more. And so now you're trying to look at it from different angles to see which ways that this opportunity could go. But ultimately, it's something that you truly want to do. And I think it's something that you already wanted to do. Maybe
your heart's in it. Your heart's in it already.
Yeah. You already love this field or whatever it is that these people are offering you. That's probably why they came to you in the first place. You know. So I think you are going to, with the Knight of Swords and the Temptation cards, you're gonna run into the bait. I don't want to even call it bait. You're just going to try this opportunity. The Devil card, because this is the Devil card, okay?
In this particular deck, yeah.
Yes. So the Devil card can also have to do with, they always say toxicity. It doesn't always have to do that. It could be, because it is a card of Capricorn, and Capricorn is Earth. Let's examine that. It could possibly be things that have to do with the 3D. You understand? It has to do with money issues, with your life. So it could just be that you're just kind of, it could be with the Knight of Swords kind of rushing into this, that for some reason the Hangman and the Knight of Swords and the Temptation cards stand out to me. That maybe you're trying to see this or learn from this in a different way, obviously, with the Hanged Man. But maybe the sword is like a little bit of a sword of enlightenment, so you can see, like, what are the words I'm looking for? It's like,
I have no idea, but is it about perspective?
It is about perspective, but in a practical way to apply that perspective.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
Because we have there with the perspective, and we have the experience, and we have the heart.
Right.
Now it takes just action.
Right. Maybe all those experiences made you love this more. Do you understand what I mean? I know you feel cautious about it, but the part that she loves is the part that's above her. So that's where her eyes are focused. Her eyes are focused on, yes, I still love this thing after all of the things that I've been through. This is something I still care about. So maybe you're ready to kind of just rush into it.
Right. If you see it's the fire, she's looking at the passion.
Right. She's looking at the passion she still has for this thing. So I keep going back to the perspective, the way that you're looking at it with the Knight of Swords, because he's somebody who's also brave. And
maybe you're saying that instead of looking at it as failures, you're looking at it as experiences.
Yes. And it's like you're looking at it in a 3D, realistic, earthy way. The pros, the cons, the good, the bad. You're caught up in it. This is kind of like your world. I think the vortex is, for me, what this overall says for this reading, and both of them really is, you're kind of caught up in the rapture, right? You're caught up in it, even though this thing might have been...
Sorry, that song is in my head.
Well, the good, the bad. That's why the 9 of Wands is here. The good, the bad, you're in it to win it. Like, this 9 of Wands is right before the 10 of Wands, right before you've defeated the major boss. The big boss in the video game. Exactly. That's what I was getting to. And sometimes I take a side road to get to the point, but you are ready to fight the big boss, the devil. Which could be your own fear. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you.
Looking at it.
Right. That's what I was trying to get to. You're ready to tackle What's
because
really,
you feel like you failed so many times, you wonder, you're like, well, is this is going to be a success? So
yeah,
yes, and that's
it's gonna work.
respect.
I'm gonna make it work because I love to do this thing. And so what I'm feeling like, it could be the music industry. It's almost something like creativity, persevering despite numerous setbacks,
Yeah.
collaborating with others. So it could be the music industry. It could be stock market too. I see with the Knight of Swords and the Ten of Wands. But it could be something like you're super passionate about. You failed
I mean,
at
it
quite a
could
few
be
times, or you
creativity.
right,
It
maybe
could be
writing,
any,
maybe
yeah.
sending out query letters, and you're just like, you know what?
I'm just gonna go for it.
I'm just gonna go for it. It
Because there's
doesn't
really no
matter.
formula, and I think that's with the Temperance card. To me, is always about alchemy.
Yes.
And maybe that's why it's in your heart space. You're like, been trying to figure out the formula.
Right.
What's the formula? And now you're just like, well, there's no formula. You either go for it
Or
or
you
you
don't.
don't.
Right. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna get my. I'm
And what
gonna
does
go.
Yoda say? Do or don't.
There's no
try.
try.
There's no try.
There's
Do
no
or
try.
don't do. There's
and
no
you're
try.
willing to stand up and try a 10th time if you need to. You'd
Right,
be like,
but
fuck it,
you're going
I'm
to
gonna
do.
do it because
Yeah.
I love this thing. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna keep learning. I don't know that much, but I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. So that's what I think it is. You're like, fuck it, I'm cutting through it, because the Knight of Swords is also brave.
Yeah.
He rushes in. And so if he's rushing into the vortex, the devil card, I think it's almost to conquer your fears. That's
Yeah.
what I was trying to get to with the perspective. You're trying to figure out what it was that made it a 9th failure. What can I do to make it a success?
Yes, right.
Finally. That's what I was saying. Sorry it took so long, you guys. But Libra, it's a pretty great message, because if you can conquer your fears, you honestly can conquer everything. The
Yeah.
only thing that stops you from doing stuff is fear. That's the truth. I'm telling you this as somebody who's going through it.
Nothing to fear but fear itself.
Yeah, they say that, and I never knew what that means, and I still don't. But
Well, that's what it means. What you just said. Okay.
yeah, so they need to explain it like that so I can understand with the
Well,
long-winded
that's not
explanation.
catchy.
Not at all. Sorry about your video running on so long, but your success,
Yeah.
it seems pretty good. Now your love is pretty simple. Same idea of caught up in the rapture. Somebody's coming to you with
Stop saying that.
because that's what I'm hearing. Practicality, motivation, and proposals. We've got the King of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. So basically, some sexy beast is coming up to you, and he's saying, hey, I want to be with you. With the Three of Wands, with the ships coming in thing, maybe this is somebody that you've wanted to say that they wanted to be with you for a while. But it could just be it could be like the man of your dreams, the man that you want. It doesn't have to be somebody you were waiting for. It could just be, this is the one you want. This is like, oh, you guys gave me the one I want. The man that you want came to you, and he was like, I want to be with you. Yeah,
Yes.
You're the one that I want.
Yes.
Whether he's new or old, is immaterial to me, because you'll know who he is. But what he requires...
Well, I would think that he's older, because not older in years. I mean, somebody you've been with for a while, because they're coming up as a king.
Yeah.
Kings usually, for me, mean that somebody's been in, kings or queens, that this is an ongoing thing. Mm-hmm. This is not somebody who's new. For
me, when I see a king, it just means that they're at your level, they're a counterpart, or at your level. Yeah. Meaning that if you want to be in a relationship, they want to be in a relationship. Now, if I had a knight up
definitely
here,
on your level, because we have a king.
Yes.
And we have a queen. And let me just say, for the signs, we have fire sign. Is that a fire sign?
Yep. We've got the
Leo,
King of Wands,
Sagittarius, and Aries.
And we got Sagittarius coming up twice with the Temperance card and the complete spread. And then, we also have the Queen of Cups twice.
Oh, yeah. We have the Queen of Cups twice. So that's Scorpio, water signs. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer.
Cancer, yep. And then that's it.
Yeah, that's always it. Oh, and Chariot, so Cancer twice. So
Cancer twice. Yes, you guys have Cancer.
Oh, wait, we
twice.
got the Devil. So we got
Capricorn. See, right. Capricorn, you made your entrance, and we've got Pisces twice.
Oh, yeah.
With the Hanging Man. Okay.
We have the Hanging Man twice?
Yeah. No, we got the Hanging Man, and then we've got the Queen of Cups.
Oh, yeah.
So we've kind of got that water sign represented twice, and Cancer as well. So it could be a Cancer, it could be a Pisces, it could be a Sagittarius with the King of Wands and the Temperance card. And we've got the Knight of Swords, but I don't consider knights people.
But if you did, it would be an air sign.
Yep, because you are in there. You're Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini.
I do believe that is you, Libra.
Yes. So that's pretty much it for the characters. But for your love, it's pretty simple. With your heart space, whoever this person is, this darling person.
They want to take you away. Yeah,
and I think that with the sensitivity card being the Queen of Cups, I think you're super receptive to this, because I think that you think this is your shot. This is your chance to succeed. You've got movement, sensitivity, and success. You think that taking this opportunity with this person and going with this person to be with them is going to work out. That's what you want anyway. You're receptive to whatever it is that they're offering you with this proposal. Yeah. I personally feel like with the proposal and the Chariot card and with the Ace of Pentacles like this, that they're asking you to either move to where they are, not necessarily move in with them because I don't see any home cards.
But it could be marriage as well.
It could be a marriage proposal. It could be an engagement. I just feel like it's like with the Chariot because it's about
but the
movement
phrase that's
forward.
coming to me really quickly is shoot your shot. That's
yeah.
that's what
this person's like, let's just do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe they're saying, let's go get married in Reno or Vegas or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it comes up to me as a quickie wedding.
Yes, it could be that.
Oh, what's it called? What's the quickie wedding called?
Not getting hitched. I don't know. What did they do this?
You guys know what I'm talking about. It's when
no, it's called getting eloped.
Eloped. Yes.
Sorry, my brain is all over the place. That must be what you guys are going through with this vortex energy around you. Just kind of like, wow, this whirlwind. Whatever these things are, whether it's the person like, you got to jump in now, buy these houses now so we can flip them.
Both energies are the same.
They're both energies of, we got to do it now. And your energy is, I don't know, like,
right.
It seems like
it's
a lot.
It's not that you don't want it because we see in both spreads your heart's in it.
Right.
But it is like, I want to slow this down and take some time to think about it.
Like now? You want to
go this now?
He's like, we do this now? It's just like, movement, sensitivity, success. Let's be married. Let's be together. Let's move. I live in China. You move to China and see, to be with me. That's what it is. A very impetuous, just do it. Don't really think about it. Just be brave and go out and try it. So in the bottom half, you've got for what you're going to do, sadness, travel, prosperity.
Might just leave behind everything you know.
That's right.
Not everything, because it's a 5.
It's a 5, but you're leaving around. There's some regret and loss there.
Yeah, there's some things that you're going to lose.
Right. I see this with the 5 of Cups. Some things you're going to leave some love, some things that you love behind. Whether that love has to be family, friends,
your work,
routines,
whatever
your favorite,
5 things.
Your favorite place to get coffee, that shop, keep your routines. Because even though it's love, it's still life. You're leaving all those people, these things behind. You're going to do it. Or that's what you're wanting to do. You're going to want to take the risk. Because also 5 of Cups has to do with risk. Travel and prosperity. To shoot your shot. Again, to try this opportunity. So again, Knight of Wands, which is rushing in there, and temptation.
Swords. Nice.
Right. To something that you may not be sure is that stable. Because this is like a vortex, so it's like almost like unstable.
And you might be just incredibly drawn to this person. Yes. And that's what
it's a whirlwind. That's what this all is.
Yeah.
You've got a whirlwind. That is exactly what the energy is. A whirlwind opportunity with finances and a whirlwind opportunity with love. And everything is coming in and it's asking you to just throw yourself into it.
Right.
And trust with the Queen of Cups that you're doing what's right in your heart. Follow your heart. It's just like, just throw yourself into this. And
but I think, of course, you're a Libra.
And so you're feeling
again, with that temperance energy, you're like, that balance, and you're trying to balance it out.
Right. You're feeling a little like, I don't know, like, how do I feel? Sensitivity. Maybe that's just you trying to be receptive to what your heart is telling you. Because there's still another woman in the middle, you, trying to figure out what your heart is telling you.
Yeah.
What you feel. How do you feel about this? I think with the love thing, you feel like it's going to be something that's going to work out in your favor. I feel like with the finances thing, is something that even though you don't know if it is or not, you're going to make it work out in your favor. But it's something that you love. So the Queen of Cups is in both. Whatever you're pursuing, whether financial or relationship and love, it's something that you care about greatly. So you're just going to throw yourself in, follow the whirlwind and see where it takes you. That's pretty much your reading. But I just like the interplay of the energies. That's probably the interesting and best part. Your financial was actually great. Not so much outcome, but just my favorite highlights, the perseverance.
Overcoming your fears to get what you want. Using the experiences that you had before, not as a negative, but as a positive. As
a positive, to stand up and be like, I learned a lot. I did a lot. I can do this. I still love this thing more than anything because it's held up to, you've held it up. This thing hasn't tarnished your joy or your love for this creative endeavor, whatever
also,
it is.
that now that you said that, holding it up to the light, you might be, remember before when I was talking about thinking it's a scheme, you might be holding every detail.
Inspecting it.
Yeah, inspecting it. So you could be holding it up to the light like,
Yeah.
Does this hold water? Does this,
Yes. Yeah. Is this tight? Is this something that I should let go of or share or invest in? Definitely. That's part of your decision-making process if this is like some type of business opportunity. If this is a creative endeavor, it is definitely something that you love to do, that you're just trying to feel like how much more of your heart can you pour into it. Right. But I think you're going to pour some more. You're going to do it again.
Well, also, if it's more than one person, that balance could be, can we all work together?
Balance of power, right. It could definitely be that. Because you got 2 people who are already established in this thing, and you who are still being formed. still getting your grounding and still being formed into this creative endeavor. So that's what we have for you, Libra, and it's pretty extensive, which was good. I love doing these financial readings. I'm not gonna lie, not because of the money aspect of it, because it's good to see how it helps you on your own life path and your journey. It's not just always about love. Sometimes these things, your life choices, help you to become a stronger and better person as well. So with that being said, if this is something that resonated with you guys and something that you feel deeply within you is your situation, please like,
share,
and subscribe.
and until next time.
Until next time, take care.
Bye.